This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Hi everyone, I'm Nizzahon, and today I'm bringing you another Historic Brawl deck. I did that last week for the first time, doing it again this week. Not ready to call this a regular series yet or anything, but I have been having fun playing Historic Brawl lately, and this week we're doing a mono-white Hatebear deck, basically. If you don't know what a Hatebear deck is, it's a deck that plays a bunch of aggressive creatures that also happen to have negative effects on the opponent. They hate on certain things. That's where we get the term Hatebear from. I've actually done a deck history on like the Hatebear and Death and Taxes archetype that's shown up mostly in Modern and Legacy. And this is sort of a Historic Brawl version of it. Our commander is Reidane, God of the Worthy. I considered having Thalia as the commander. She's around here somewhere. Yeah. I considered having Thalia as the commander. She's the most famous Hatebear, probably. We call them bears, by the way, because they're mostly like cheap, relatively efficient creatures, like 2-mana 2/2s with hate effects. But in the end, I actually liked Reidane a little more. Thalia hates on non-creature spells, and that's great. But Reidane can do a lot more, and he's more useful in more situations on the whole. The fact that he hates on snowlands comes up more than you'd think it would in Historic Brawl. And the fact that he taxes expensive spells is a big deal. Basically means your opponent can't sweep you and stuff like that as early as they would like to. And then you even have the option, it's a modal double-face card. You can cast it as Valkyria, and in some situations, that's the right thing to do. It just really depends on the board. You mostly do cast Reidane. And so the deck is just filled with various Hatebears, cards that do little things to hate on the opponent. We've got stuff like Esper's Sentinel, a 1-mana 1/1, that anytime our opponent casts a non-creature spell each turn, we get to draw a card unless they pay usually 1, because we're not making the Sentinel bigger very often. We've got stuff like Giant Killer, which is also a removal spell. This is kind of a staple in white EDH decks anyway, but especially on Historic Brawl. But yeah, Hopeful Initiate can blow up artifacts and enchantments. Mana Tithe is nice because we have lots of tax effects, so we're going to make it harder for our opponent to be able to pay for it. We've got things like Paladin Class. This is a card that does a good job of embodying what the deck's about, sort of like Reidane in that it has a tax effect. Our opponents can't cast stuff during our turn without paying 1 extra, but it's also an Anthem, and it does all sorts of other stuff. We also just have, this should actually be in this pile here, we also have, just this pile here is mostly just like efficient creatures that kind of have hate effects in that they can blank removal. Like Alseid of Life's Bounty, Dauntless Bodyguard, Selfless Saver, Danto Vanguard. These are all indestructible or protection things. Luminarch Aspirant's just a great card. Even nerfed in Historic, it's still great. Charming Prince has a lot of nice modes. This is a modal double-face card that probably shouldn't be in that pile, but, Hallowblade can become indestructible. Bugler can sort of give us a collected company-like effect where we get to grab, a certain Hatebear. Welcoming Vampire, most of our creatures draw off of it. Sigrid, God-favored, Skyclave Apparition are both removal spells that are creatures. Ranger of Eos draws us 2 cards because we just search up, we have a bunch of 1-drops, search them up. Cavalier of Dawn can destroy non-land permanents. But yeah, the main focus of the deck is all of these sort of hate effects that really tend to add up. Bounty Agent can destroy our opponent's commander, usually, among other things. Captain Eberhart taxes the opponent. Containment Priest doesn't like it if our opponent's trying to reanimate things. Dawnbringer Cleric can basically be disenchant. Eidolon of Obstruction makes Planeswalker abilities cost mana, and so forth. Like this whole pile, we don't need to go through it all. You'll see them as I play them. This whole pile basically is Hatebear effects. And so while it's like an aggro deck, basically, it's actually also fairly disruptive. It makes our opponent's lives a lot harder when we're turning off big parts of their cards. So this pile here, mostly just like removal and staples, Swords to Plowshares, Fateful Absence. We don't need to go in depth here. But yeah, we've got some nice things there too. We do have Search for Glory, and that's why we run 26 Snow-Covered Plains. Kind of funny because Reidane would hose us, but Mostly I like Search for Glory in this deck because having a tutor for Hatebears feels great. Because sometimes you get the wrong ones, right? And this one can allow you to search up the right one. Now, we can only grab legendaries with it, but we have enough legendaries that it's going to let us grab, you know, something that'll work on whatever board we're looking at. And we also get to gain life off of it with our, you know, that's why we run 26 snow-covered plains. So that's the deck. Let's play some games with it, and yeah. Okay. We actually, despite having a million Hatebears in our deck, this hand doesn't have any of them. It's still a good card, good hand though. We have, you know, decent things to play early. Our opponent's playing Olivia, so that's a Reanimator commander. So we wish we had one of our graveyard-hating Hatebears. We do have several of them. But I think this hand is still acceptable as it is. We can sweep if we need to and probably get in for some good damage before our opponent does stuff. So we'll go ahead and keep this hand. Right, they're going to loot right away. You know, we do have, I don't know, 5 or 6 cards that hate on the graveyard, and we would definitely like them. Well, there's one. It's not exactly, you know, we've drawn 2 sweepers. We only have like 4, so we don't really want to draw that many. Most of the time we hope we're killing our opponent before sweepers matter. Okay, that is obnoxious. So probably just play the Vanguard and end our turn here. Could use Sigrid to get this thing out of the way. We could definitely consider... Okay, they're just going to kill it. That is fine. We can't do anything about it anyway since it's a minus effect. They just want to get rid of our Vanguard, probably because they have their own sweeper. They did discard a Blood on the Snow, which I think should indicate that they have one, I would say. We probably want to play Reidane here to just slow down whatever they're trying to do. I'm thinking a little about attacking and playing Sigrid to exile Midnight Reaper. But it's not that great. I think unfortunately, we're not doing a whole lot of damage here early like we would normally like to. But we'll play Reidane here. Hopefully it interferes with their plans over there. Theoretically, they have a lot of expensive cards that Reidane should tax. Okay. Or they'll just bone shards. Okay. So, kind of feeling like maybe what we want to do now is hang back, let them... Selvala turns off activated abilities. I mean, that's not useless. I think we're just going to attack for 1 here. I think our plan is kind of just to, weirdly enough, be the more controlling deck here, let them do all their shenanigans they're going to do, and then just wipe the board and the graveyard with Farewell. I think that's basically what we want to do here. Not really how this deck normally operates, but it does look like the best path for us in this particular game. We do still need 1 more mana. Okay, so they're trying to play around such things. Yeah, we're drawing most of our controlling stuff. Castle Ardenvale makes it so they can't just keep playing around it because we can just start cranking out tokens. So I think we just attack again, and we'll make a token at the end of their turn. And yeah, just keep going from there. Eventually, we will overwhelm them with our tokens. So, you know. Okay, yeah, they have their own castle. I think that's pretty much the game plan we want to go with, though. Ooh. Okay. What should I do about that? Do I need to fire off my Farewell sooner? I don't think so. We'll just take 3 here. Then we're going to make a token. Right, there's our 6th land. Playing Linvala is interesting. It would make it so when they do get Kiki-Jiki, they can't use the ability, but also just give me a decent blocker. I kind of think that seems okay. Yeah. It is annoying they're going to get a bunch of value out of this, but I think we're still just trying to go with this farewell plan. So let's play Linvala here. And we'll end our turn. And, you know, in the meantime, we can chip away at them with Linvala if we have to. So, yeah, they're loading up their graveyard more and more. There may come a time where we just have to farewell stuff out of their graveyard. We're not there yet. New Chainer, huh? I don't think I realized that existed. Ooh. Good card. So Linvala might be about to die. I think we're okay with that. I mean, we could save her with our Alseid, and maybe we do. Probably would, I guess, at this point. More worthwhile than the other options. Yeah, this is definitely not how games with this deck normally play out, but it is how this one's playing out. Okay. Well, obviously we sack in response. We'll give Linvala, what? Protection from, I guess, black? Yeah. And what do we discard? I don't know. I think our March is going to be pretty useful. The only bad thing is if I discard by invitation only, they're going to know our plan is to sweep everything. Almost no matter what we discard, we give something away here. But I think I'll discard the March. They can't really attack us this turn. Nope. Well, there's a hopeful initiate. If we can get it going, we can just blow up Kiki-Jiki. So Kiki-Jiki's going to come down this turn, but the good news is we won't be able to attack yet. And so I think next turn will probably be the turn where we just fire off our farewell. The only bad news about it is our opponent will be able to use Olivia, but I guess they won't have anything in the graveyard, so I don't think I care. Yeah. So we'll just end our turn there. We probably make tokens just to block both of these here. For the race, make a token with Ardenvale. Yeah. So they do get a treasure, which is obnoxious, but... Oh, I screwed that up. I love it when I say I'm going to do something and then I don't do it. Alright, so we're only going to block one of them. Because we can't block the other one. We have blanked Kiki-Jiki, effect-wise, like, you know, and that's cool. Alright, they kill Linvala. We don't really care because we're about to wipe the board anyway. Yeah, okay. So I think it's time for... We can even farewell and then play Initiate, which is pretty sweet. Alright, so yeah, we're going to farewell. We're going to exile everything. So their graveyard's gone. That means they lose Faithless Looting. These creatures are all gone. Okay. Well, that's not exactly how, if I haven't mentioned already, it's not exactly how I expect these games to go, but a win is a win. We were definitely the control deck in that matchup where we just sort of were like, okay, guess we'll wipe the board then. Okay, so now we're up against an artifact deck. We have Artifact Hate for sure. We don't have it in this hand. We do have Search for Glory, though. Artifact and Graveyard Hate is pretty good against Emry. I think we keep this hand. You know, we probably just scry with Chapter 2. I don't think we get to search... I don't think we have a 1-mana creature that hates on the graveyard or artifacts. I think they all cost 2, but, you know, Ranger Captain of Eos is pretty sweet. We could even slow roll the Prince and then plan on blinking the Ranger Captain. And actually, now that we drew a different 2-drop, that's probably where we go. This is pretty sweet in the deck just because we have so many cards that it can reanimate. Yeah, so I think we just play our Vanguard here. And, you know, start attacking them. So Emry's probably coming down here. You know, that's a pretty sweet little land if you're monocolored. We're running enough. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should be running it. It's not that great, but... Yeah, so here she comes. She's going to mill some things. Ooh, my. Sky Sovereign's in there. They're at 4 mana. Okay, so we have a turn before they can do Sky Sovereign. I think that probably means... What does that mean I need to do? That is a good question. Oh. Okay. This is a cool hate bear from Alchemy, I guess. Makes it harder for, like, ramp decks to play things. So I could search for Glory just to search up Graveyard Hate here. I could also just play Reidane. That would make the Sky Sovereign cost more. Yeah. Getting Restoration of Iganjo started is nice, especially because next turn we could reanimate something. Let's go to combat and attack them. That much we're doing. Search for Glory. They actually have snow-covered lands, so I think we definitely play Reidane now that I think about it. Yeah, we'll go with Reidane here. It's going to make their lives difficult. Hating on their snow lands and making anything non-creature spell that costs 4 or more cost 6. Well, costs 2 more. They play a tap land anyway, but that was probably already kind of what they had to do. See, Thalia would have been pretty good in this situation, but she's so much more fragile and so much more narrow in what she hates on that I just like Reidane a little more. He's also, like, actually a win condition. I mean, she has good stats, but, you know, he's got evasion and vigilance, so. Alright, so here comes the Idol. They can't actually cast it, though. Did they have 2 mana? I guess they did, and I just didn't... Oh, from the sphere. Yeah, okay. Okay. Well... I think we attack here. Sky Sovereign's too expensive for them to cast, so I don't need to worry about it yet. It'll cost them 7. Does that mean I search for Glory here? I don't know. I feel like upping the clock is probably better. And I think if we play Angel of Eternal Dawn, we can hate on them ramping a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. It's also hates on werewolves. Kind of funny, because it doesn't let it become night. So it has all these little things it hates on. Also just gives us another aerial attacker. You know, that's kind of the idea. All our cards are just like, hey, that's an efficient card. And also, it has text on it that says you can't do that thing that you want to do. So, it does suck not getting this going, because we could have done something funny with Charming Prince, but I feel like it's the right move in this case. I think, man, I'm trying to think what I have. Okay. That doesn't worry me too much. We did make them have to pay 6 for it with Reidane, so that's fun. Yeah, they're just going for
my next breakthrough is close.
Value. Yeah. Trying to think what Search for Glory can grab me Graveyard Hate-wise, and it's not really coming to me. I know I have the 2-mana 2/1 flyer, but it's not legendary. Okay, well, I guess we just hate-beared them out of the game. That works for me. You know, just making Teferi cost 6 and us having a real clock on them, I mean, that'll do it. This is a bit of an obnoxious deck to play, to be fair. But, you know, I like disrupting people. And especially in a color where disruption isn't immediately what you think of. You know, mono white, not exactly what you expect. It's not like we'll be making them discard cards or blowing up lands. I mean, I guess we have removal, but, you know. Instead, we just tax everything you try to do. This is the, like, buy a box to fairy who does, like, affinity things, right? Yes. Do we have artifact hate in our opening hand? Not exactly. But our Identity Vanguard loves us. But Linvala is pretty nice. I mean, I think we keep it. Would it be nice? Is it worth, like, mulliganing ourselves into... until we find, Ooh, gross. Well, we got Farewell again. Mulliganing until we find Artifact Hate is interesting, but... Well, it's unlikely that Containment Priest is going to do a thing, so I think we just play our Vanguard here. We do make their Planeswalker commander cost 2 more. Okay, that drains us a life. They do have a bunch of mana. Seems like it's probably time for Reidane. We don't have to play Emry's Call yet, so I don't think we will. Yeah, let's attack them. Play our Reidane. And make their lives more difficult. I've gotten a bunch of expensive cards in this hand. For a deck that has a million 2-drops, it's a little frustrating, but at least they're really powerful. They are all about ramping over there. Right about now, drawing that Angel who makes it night would be cool. Okay. We don't care too much about our graveyard, so... Alright. Well... I mean, we probably just attack and play Linvala here. They're about to play their Planeswalker. I mean, it'll drain us a significant chunk of life, but... Like... I think that's fine. I think we just play Linvala here. We can actually hit it with Elspeth Conquers Death. Sad part about Elspeth Conquers Death is that we wouldn't really get anything out of the other chapters. I guess, yeah, not unless they kill one of our creatures. Ooh, bounce everything. Okay, that's spicy. We just want to put it in our hand, thank you. Joyra's Familiar. Okay, what feels the most useful? I mean, I think making them tap a bunch of mana for their Planeswalker feels useful. And play our Vanguard again, too. We have a bunch of mana, which is obnoxious, but I don't think it's gonna be the end of the world or anything. Yeah, so this doesn't feel good, that's for sure.
Strike fear into you.
But we probably just use Elspeth on it. Too bad this can't hit like Planeswalkers and artifacts. I guess I could just hit artifacts though, huh? Probably should do that. That makes Tezzeret kind of pointless. So, yeah, so we play Emry's Call here, untapped. Farewell on artifacts. And graveyards, I guess. Now Tezzeret doesn't do anything, basically. Yeah. We've won 2 games with Farewell, which in itself, I guess, is kind of a hate card when you can choose something narrow like that. But it is kind of funny that game did play out more like I expected to, though, where we just like played creatures and made them slow down their game plan while doing damage to them. It's just that they scooped to our Farewell, you know. So far, between last week's video and this one, I haven't lost a game while recording, so we'll see see if we can keep it up. Just like last week, the deck, of course, did lose before we recorded. And we might lose this one with a hand that looks like this and Halana and Elena over there. So we're going to mulligan, obviously. Yep. Mulligan away. Okay. Pretty spicy. I imagine Thalia probably hurts us more than it hurts them. But, like, they're probably more aggressive than we are, given Halana and Elena. Okay. We do have an interesting hand here. Yeah... No, I don't think so. We're going to get rid of that. I was considering whether to hold on to that, but I think that would be kind of silly. So, I guess we play Thalia here. Yeah, we play Thalia. So, this will come into play untapped after we play our third planes, which is nice. So, yeah, I think we attack here and then just play Reidane. They'll be able to play Halana and Elena and buff it and attack us, but we can swords it on our turn. So, I think we're okay with that. We can even just consider playing Mangara. Okay, they can't even play Halana and Elena because they played a snow-covered land. How about that? Okay, well, we're just making people mad, but that was definitely kind of how you want it to pan out. I mean, I hope people don't scoop that early, generally, but you know, playing Thalia turn 2, Reidane turn 3, and just beating you down while making your life harder, works out pretty well. Works out pretty well overall. Didn't know they were going to play a Snowland, but was good news for us. Didn't really expect it. Green almost always seems to play snow in this format because you get Blizzard Brawl and there's something else too. I mean, if you're in red, you also have the Tundra Fumarole or whatever. Snow card. Okay. We have some Ramp Hate, and I think that's what we want, right? This is the card. Okay. So we have a pretty good hand for that, because Tocatli Honor Guard will turn off that ability, and we can just, like, beat them down with our other stuff. And we're going first. That's good news. I probably play Hallowblade on turn 2. So this hates on lands being targeted. Doesn't seem like it does a lot, but it is a pretty efficient flyer. Seems a little better than Seasoned Hallowblade in this situation. Yeah, let's play Tomic here. And we'll play Honor Guard next turn so that we can stop being concerned about that. Well... So, we're going to attack here. Then we'll play our Honor Guard. Scavenging Ooze is a nasty card, and, you know, kind of a hate bear in itself. You know, green is also a hate bear color. Green and white are the ones you expect the most to be hate berry. So... yeah, they can produce some significant mana here. Valor's Stance, huh? So I think we attack them in the air here. Bounty Agent gives me a way to kill Selvala, but if I play Reidane... they're not playing snow-covered lands, interestingly, but I think we play Reidane here. End our turn. I was like, why did that blink? It's because Selvala's ability is symmetrical. So, if they want to play a non-creature spell, we did make it cost more, and if they play something big enough, like a big creature, we can kill it with our stance. So it kind of works out, I think, overall. Well, that's gross. Indestructibility, probably worthwhile, right? So... Yeah, obviously they want to get rid of that honor guard really badly, so... Hey, there's our mana tithe. Okay. Attack them for 4 in the air. Play Bounty Agent. And we'll leave up Stance, Tithe. Yeah, probably worth it more than just playing our Hallow Blade here. Hallow Blade's not going to do much right now anyway. So they get a ton of mana here, which sucks. That is not something that we can mana tithe effectively. We can Valorous Stance it. But they do have 4 more mana here, so be prepared. We probably do want to stance the Ancient more than we want to stance anything else. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I could stance in response, but that wouldn't stop them from producing more mana anyway. So, waiting to see if they play something that I actually want to use, like Valorous Mana Tithe on, it's kind of worth it. Yeah, not looking good. Although, I guess if they try to cast it here, I can tithe it, which is nice. Yeah, I could live with that. No attack, huh? So this is an instant, unfortunately, for us. So they can use it in response. That almost makes it worth it more to wait until our turn, as awkward as that is. Just because then I can mana tithe it and stance Nyxbloom Ancient. Yeah. Okay. Well. We'll attack with our flyers here. Then we will cast Valorous Stance on Nyxbloom Ancient. Do they use this in response? Darn it. They saw through us, I think. Then I think we want to kill Selvala with our agent. Now do we get them to use it? No, they can't use it now, so of course not. I guess we play Hallow Blade. It's not exactly useful here, but I don't know what else I'm going to do with it. So right now, Honor Guard has done the Hatebear work in this game. So the bad news is, Mana Tithe probably... Well, I guess if they try to recast their commander... Nope, never mind. They have mana to pay for the Tithe now. And they, know we have it. They've been playing it around it the whole time. Which is annoying. But, makes sense. I don't know why they don't attack me with the Ooze. Yeah, I was like, well, I guess it means my Hallow Blade can attack pretty effectively. So we're not going to block. Okay, so we have a nice attack here. You can attack with everything, actually. I guess I do. Yeah. Something to be said for discarding this Mana Tithe for indestructibility, but, well, probably not. I wonder if they have anything they're trying to cast on their lands. Wonder if that's come up. They'll just block the Honor Guard, so I guess I may as well leave it back. Crack in for 7 here. This does not look great for us overall, though. We haven't been able to get other tax effects to really punish their ramp strategy. And, yeah. We do have them at 11, though, and at least Selvala's not drawing them cards. I mean, if Selvala was drawing them cards, we would have already lost, I think. So I like that part of things. That's working out for us. 7 mana. Old freaking Gnawbone. Yeah, that's not good. We're going to need to draw removal. As they continue to play around our Mana Tithe. I mean, they can get a ton of treasure here if I don't block. I guess I'd probably chump with Hopeful Initiate if I'm forced into that situation. Yeah. But without removal, I think we're going down here. They're like checking all our cards. They're like, what does this say that I can't do? No, that's true. Yeah, they do have a bunch of mana for Selvala can produce 7 mana right now. So I guess Mana Tithe is irrelevant. I guess I should have Mana Tithed. Yeah, I definitely should have, just to keep them from using Selvala's ability this turn. At least gives us a chance to draw removal or whatever. So they still have 2 mana left over. Interesting that they decided to fight the Initiate. Oh, well, I guess I was going to chump with it, so it's not that interesting. Okay, they didn't attack me, which I like, but yeah, oops. So the takedown can only do 4 right now, which is enough to kill Selvala at least, but it does not solve our problems. I mean, I guess if I can get either of them to block Seasoned Hallowblade, I can kill them. Yeah, I guess that's our plan here. Yeah, they don't block. We do take them down to 8. That matters. I guess we take down Selvala. At least it prevents them from making like 1,000 mana. And yeah. Yeah. Okay. Not sure how we get out of this, short of drawing, like, removal. Better removal than Kabira takedown. Do I just have to take this and hope I find a way to do lethal? I kind of think so, yeah. We're going to take 7. I think letting them have the 7 treasure, I mean, it's bad. I know it's really bad. They even have this mana sink, and they can gain 2 more life off of it. Maybe I block with Tomic. Yeah. We can't let them have all that treasure. It'll go badly if we do. Yeah, not what I was looking for. So I guess we're just hoping we find a way to do lethal, but with the amount of mana they're about to have, I don't know if I see it happening. It'll be interesting to see if they had something this whole time that Tomic was keeping them from doing. Down to 8 they go. We'll hold on to this Plains, just so we can discard it to Hallowblade. I'm frustrated how well they've played around Mana Tithe, but obviously, you know, props. I'm just glad about this. Like, again, without Honor Guard, we would have already lost this game. I don't have anything that you can blow up with that, but I guess it just makes your creature huge. Yeah, you're just going for huge. Yep, we're just going to take 17 here. And they get 17 treasure. So they have all the mana in the world. I just hope the one card in their hand doesn't do anything. They can, of course, exile a bunch of stuff. But it does have to be creatures to gain them life. Oh, hello. How about that? Okay. It's a good draw. It's a question of what I destroy, though. I kind of have to destroy Gemrazor, then block Old Gnawbone with our Reidane, and then kill Old Gnawbone next turn. Yeah. That is what we're looking at. So yeah, we'll go after the Gemrazor here, because that has Trample, and this doesn't. So, yeah. They have so much mana. They can use this ability to make a bunch of mana. So it really just comes down to whether they have what they need to go off. And there's probably a lot of cards they could draw that just win them the game with all the mana they have. So, like, you know, just play Ulamog or whatever.
Time to meet your breaker.
Okay. So we attack with both of these. Tocatli Honor Guard, getting it done. Only reason we're even in this game. This is a nice, you know, it's not a hate bear because it's not a creature, but it does hate on non-combat damage and big creatures. You know, white is good at hating on some things, and, you know, even their planeswalkers do it. We now know who she is, I guess. Yeah, the new set. Although we still don't know her name. Do know she's the Emperor, though. What do they have in their hand that they're just, like, thinking about doing something here? I mean, if they kill Reidane, we're dead, obviously. Okay. Down to 3 they go. This is going to be close. Drawing the Wanderer the way we did was a big help. We're going to keep holding on to this Plains just in case something happens here. Good game. Do they get us or do we get them? No, we won that one. My God, my luck is good when I'm recording. We didn't have that many draws that would get us out of that. A creature that could remove back-to-back creatures, that was it. And they also had to have nothing in their hand, because with all the mana they had, there was a lot they could have done. They just didn't have anything. Nice. I wish I was always this lucky when I was recording drafts. Tocatli Honor Guard definitely got us there, though. I'm surprised they didn't kill the Honor Guard when they had the opening. They killed our Initiate. I don't really know why. We couldn't do anything with it. All right, nice hand. I wish I was on the play, but, you know, get to hate on the graveyard a bit. I guess we don't have a 2-drop creature that actually... I mean, we'll just have to play this on turn 2. But yeah, we got removal. Sunwing makes things come into play tapped. Keeper turns off abilities. We're up against another ramp deck. Hey, we drew a 1-drop. Nice. Good old Chaplain of Alms. Boards all my stuff when it becomes disturbed. Ranger class, huh? Tithe Taker seems alright. I think I like it a little more than the Sentinel here. Not snow-covered forests, unfortunately. We can exile Ranger class with our Apparition, which is nice. So if they, like, go all in on it here... Okay, Destiny Spinner. I think they missed a land drop, which against a Vorinclex deck, I think I'm pretty happy about. So, do we go after a Ranger class here, or do I just play another thing? They're not at mana where I'm, like, worried about getting Reidane down, so I guess I just play the Sunwing. I mean, you know, this has better stats to begin with, but the Sunwing effect might actually matter, so we'll play the Sunwing here. End our turn. So we got 1 Taxer. So they're going for it here. I think we go ahead and trade for the token. We get a 1/1 flyer if we do. And they're clearly, I mean, if they have a trick, losing my Sunwing would not be so great. So if they have a trick, I don't care that much if Tithe Taker dies. Yeah. I guess the safer block was the Sunwing, the way things panned out there. But, yeah. We keep hitting our land drops, which is good for us. We'll attack for 4. Do I play Linvala? I either play Linvala or Reidane, I think. I think we'll go with Linvala. Pressures them more. Yeah, rough being a green Vorinclex deck, which is definitely like a ramp deck, and not being able to hit land drops. I feel for the opponent. Yeah, that game was sad for our opponent, but it is another win. The wins keep coming. Didn't really hate bear our opponent there. We just, you know, curved out and they got stuck on 2 lands. Okay, so another hates on triggered abilities, hates on reanimation. We aren't doing great on lands. Our opponent's a Hinata deck, which probably means this is where I would like Thalia, stuff like that. But I think this hand's okay, nevertheless. Yeah. It's not great, but it is acceptable. So, leading with our bodyguard, I guess it's what we do. I mean, it doesn't have anything to make indestructible, but we do want to get in for damage if we can. Hoping I don't have to play the call, like, untapped, but I could live with it if I did. Okay. They're going slow. Let's play our Proctor. So they get Azcanta going. I mean, next turn we can play Reidane, which should price them out of a lot of stuff they want to do on that turn. You know, except for they could play Hinata. Opponent may have also missed a land drop, but they probably hit it off of iteration. Yeah. Snow-covered land. Okay, good to know. So you'll be able to play Hinata next turn, and I won't be able to do anything about it for a bit. Let's hope they don't do anything too busted with Hinata. Yeah, we'll play Reidane here. Put a snow land in their graveyard. It's one that comes into play tapped anyway, so it's not exactly a big deal. I was kind of hoping they'd have a snow land there so they couldn't play Hinata, but we aren't so lucky. Okay. I can live with that. I guess we play Emry's Call tapped here. I could play it untapped for Settle, but I think just playing Wedding Announcement here is fine. Hinata can do some busted things with cards that target bunch of things. You know, most famously, the Opus, you know. And that would be really bad for us. We probably can't recover from that. Although, we do have a fair bit of power in our hand, I guess. Well, there's a snow land coming into play tapped. We can live with that. If I draw a land here, I definitely conquer death on Hinata and just swing out. I get to draw if I attack with 2 or more things. Okay, we do draw a land. I think we probably go for it. We're not going to get anything back from any graveyards, which is sad, but Chapter 2 will probably punish our opponent a fair bit, so... We shall conquer death here, go after Hinata, and then swing out. We get to draw a card, which I think is pretty good. I mean, probably better than getting a token. Tomic. You know, if they're playing Opus, Opus does like to tap lands sometimes, and we can turn that off. Alright, I mean, you know, opponent just doing a bunch of shenanigans that are giving us a chance here. That's for sure. Okay. So now we tax all their spells next turn, an additional 2. And, yeah. So I think we attack with everything again. How close is this to flipping? Not very. How likely is it they play a sweeper? Well, they're going to have to pay like 8 for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess if they have a land that's not a snow land, they might be able to do it. I'm just trying to decide how much I want to add to the board here. Maybe just the Chaplain. Hold on to Tomic. I can get the, you know, I don't lose value. Yeah. Wait, can I have 1 there? Not quite, but worth keeping in mind we have Sheffet Dunes in play. And yeah, we can flash in Containment Priest at the end of their turn just for the extra damage. I think being a little cautious here is probably worth it when we have them this low. We get to draw another card, which is nice, and then it anthems up, so... This card's so good. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Well, now Chapter 3 gets us something. Because they put Teferi in their graveyard, so... Even if they have a sweeper here, we're pretty happy. We get a Teferi. I don't know what they could possibly do here. Settle the Wreckage. What do you do? Ah, yes, you Maze of Ith things. Yeah, I mean, Settle the Wreckage is a real possibility. 3, 5, 7, 9. I think I flash in our Containment Priest here anyway. Then we go to our turn. Oh, wait. Was it only my graveyard? Darn it. Well, things didn't go quite as well as I thought they would. Okay. Well, let's swing out. We can only do this as a sorcery, so I guess I'm glad I didn't, since they're Teferi's protectioning. All their permanents phase out. And... I mean, gosh, I think we just end the turn. I don't want to throw Tomic down because I need something to finish the game for us if they sweep us. So, I can't do it. It is sad I didn't get Teferi. Explains why our opponent was willing to do that, though. It's been a while, you know, only playing Limited. The last time I played Elspeth Conquers Death was Theros Beyond Death Limited, so... What can you do? Can you not die? Interesting, they didn't want the Bone Crusher. I guess it can't kill anything that matters. Really. This thing has done a ton of damage. I was sort of bummed out about having to play it on turn 1 without anything to make indestructible, but it's done the job. Okay, you're going to make us mill some cards. I think we're okay with that overall. Wow, a bunch of not creatures. Yeah. Okay. Just aggroed them out there. All right, let's play one more. Maybe we'll go undefeated again, you know? Too bad there's not like a league or something that I could be channeling all this good luck into. One more. Can we stay undefeated in the 2 historic Brawl videos they did? It's possible. Gitrog Monster. This is probably where we want Tomek the most. Probably gonna mulligan this hand. We can't afford not to do stuff too long. I do love this card. Back, you know, I used to play Commander a fair bit, and when he came out, I made a pretty fun Commander deck with him. That was long ago, though. Yeah, definitely a mulligan. Nothing early. I mean, we have some disruption going on, but ugh. It's not a great hand. I do have a land I get to cycle away, so I think we keep the 7, but yeah. Of course, I thought we were going to lose before, and then we somehow find our way out. Hello, Lion Sash. That'll help some. I mean, you know, the big thing is that they draw a million cards. I mean, sure, getting rid of their lands from their graveyard helps, but not that much. Okay. Well, let's attack them. Do I play Remorseful Cleric here rather than... Yeah, ups the clock a little faster. World Shaper. So when it attacks us, it mills 3 lands, and when it dies, they can get back all the lands from their graveyard. So, yeah. Well, we're going to attack with Remorseful Cleric. Then what? I guess I play Reidane and just keep the... Yeah. Keep the pressure on them. Also make it... If they're trying to cast a spell, make it harder for them. I can exile the graveyard if I'm worried there's too much in it, but the Gitrog monster may be about to come down and really wreak havoc on us. That's what he does. Okay, Lotus Cobra. Don't love that. My god. Don't love that either. Alright, so they mill some lands, or cards, period. Which is good for our Lion Sash. Boneyard Lurker. It's only permanent in there. No blocks. Oh my. Well, that's pretty helpful against a ramp deck. We're actually going to play our Cycle Desert that I thought we wouldn't play. It's tempting to play Lion Sash, but I think we attack for 4 and play Angel of Eternal Dawn. So any ramping they're trying to do, in terms of an individual spell at least, becomes a lot harder. Also gives us another flyer. I mean, here's the big boy. Ready to do his thing. Also gives them Coven. Gross. That is gross. And some more ramp. We do have like even Mind Sensor and stuff like that, but we haven't gotten in any of these games. Maybe that's the only card we have that hates on searching libraries, but we might have something else. So they could just, yeah, sack that now, draw a card off of Gitrog. Nasty. We're kind of just hoping we can kill them before they go off, and I think we have the potential to, at least. I think we just take this. I mean... yeah, maybe not. I guess if things go sideways, I can sack my savior, so... yeah. Sun Cleanser doesn't do a whole lot for us in this matchup. It's worth noting. Okay. Well, Flyers. Attack for 6, please. Then we're going to play our Lion Sash. I could reconfigure it to make it so creature removal can't hit it, but, like, they're in green, so I don't think it'd help that much. I think just holding up our mana to make the Lion Sash bigger and then reconfiguring it to a flyer is probably our best bet here. Look at all their cards, man. It's not good. At least that Snowland came into play untapped, though. Yep. They are doing absurd things. So the most, like, single spell, they can only cast a 6-drop at least. Now, they can cast multiple spells that cost 6 or less, but if they have something that costs 7, they can't cast it right now. So that may be helping us a bit here. They're going to kill something. Oh boy. Is making Lion Sash indestructible worth it here? I think maybe it is. Yeah. I don't like losing Reidane, but I think I can live with it. Yes, yes. Draw your cards. Put our commander in the command zone. If we can get them to attack recklessly here... ooh, wow. I didn't really expect that to happen. Okay. So I get to kill the Augur at least. What do I want to get rid of? Probably lands, right? I mean, yeah. I could even kill the World Shaper, but I don't really think I want to. Because they'd get all those lands back. I could sack my Cleric to exile everything, but I don't think it's worth it. We will happily kill Augur of Autumn, though. And take 9. So we can swing back at them for 8 right now. That's pretty formidable. Farewell. Well, it doesn't help us a whole lot, does it? I think we just swing out here. I mean, I guess them blocking with Lotus Cobra is a little bit of a bummer, but I think playing Dawnbringer Cleric and Sun Cleanser seems reasonable. Well, Maybe Cleric and Containment Priest is a little better. Yeah, let's just attack. Yeah, they blocked the Lion Sash. Not too surprising. We'll play the Cleric. I think gaining 2 life seems pretty good here. We're just trying to find a way to go wide enough to kill them, basically. So I think that's... maybe just moving the Sash is better, but leaving up mana for the Sash is probably worth it too, because it's not like they don't have graveyard shenanigans, you know? Uh-oh. I think Angel of Eternal Dawn might be over. Just over. Which does indicate she's been hampering them, I think. Which is good. I mean, we're getting to the point where she doesn't matter. If they have something that costs 8, they can't cast it, but 8 or more. But yeah. Ooh, okay, so they get all these lands back if I don't sack my Cleric here. Holy shoot. Okay, well, we're going to sack our Cleric here. Can't let that happen. Taking out our Lion Sash may make it very hard for us to finish them off, though. Yeah, that's satisfying. So I don't get anything back. Yeah, Lion Sash. Sorry, but you're gone. Making it into reconfiguring it would have saved it there potentially, but well, why do you only remove counters from creatures? Come on. They should have made it so this just kills planeswalkers.
7. It is time for battle. Rich soil grows mighty forests.
Yep, you've got a bunch of lands. Non-token. I haven't run into anybody against whom Containment Priest actually did a thing, unfortunately. I'd imagine they're rumbling with their monster here after they draw 1,000 cards. They only have 57 left. They've drawn like 30 more cards than we have. Yeah. So, yeah, we take 6. Flash in Containment Priest. Removal. I mean, even removal doesn't really do the job. Oh my god. That gets pretty close to giving us lethal. Not quite, though. So... Definitely want to cast Reidane as a creature, if that's what we do. We do have Farewell, but it's not going to help us that much. Alright, so let's attack. We kind of have to ignore Ren and 6 and hope we don't lose to it at this point. Alright, we get them down to 5. Alright, we play Reidane. If we're allowed to untap, we have a good chance of winning. But that is an if. We are at 9 after all. Oh, God. How many lands are in their hand, do you think? Only 2? That's disappointing. Oh my God. I think we might manage to do lethal here. I mean, they're doing nonsense, but like... Okay. Yeah, I'll get a land. I like lands. That's fascinating. Okay. So, Dawnbringer Cleric blocks the 6/6. We go to 6. Are you just gonna be dead? Kind of feels that way. Well, they're trying to find something, but it seems like they should have done that before attacking. Because if they didn't attack, I couldn't do lethal. Okay. Well, if they have a response to Sheffet Dunes, we're in trouble. They do, however, only have 1 mana. So I don't think they do. Are you dead? Did we manage to beat you even though you drew 30 more cards than we did? Should have made a token with this at some point. I mean, if they do lose, I think not making tokens with that was the problem. Now, if they kill one of these... Nope. People don't expect the Sheffet Dunes, you know? They didn't calculate that, I don't think. All right, well, we continue to be undefeated in this series. If it is a series, I don't know. Deck's pretty good, but not, you know, I don't know how many games we played, 7-ish. Not 7-0 good. But it is good, you know. It really lets you disrupt basically everything, you know. People want to do shenanigans in EDH. And this deck makes it a lot harder to do them, basically. So, you know, in that last game, I mean, it was Hatebears that really allowed us to win. And that's true, too, against the Selvala person. I mean, the fact we exiled their graveyard instead of just letting them get all those lands was huge. And I think the Angel must have really kept them from doing what they wanted for a while, too. So, yeah, pretty sweet deck. Thanks for watching. Let me know, you know, tell me a commander you want to see me use in a historic brawl, and maybe I'll do it. And, yeah, thanks for watching.